Hello, I'm Mark and I'm from Todd's Botanics. We're going to do a short video for you today about cannas and the propagation of them. Cannas are a leafy plant. We get huge amounts of growth during the summer. Very colourful leaves and flowers. There's some images on the screen for you to see of the different colour flowers. We've got all sorts of leaf colour, greens, reds, purples, variegated leaves. Let me show you. So this is the leaf. It's a bit holy at the moment because the bugs have been at it in the winter. But that's a Canna Annii. We've got something with a nice dark shiny leaf, Canna Australia. One of the variegated ones. This is I know this is Canna Pretoria, also known as Striata, Bethany, or Tropicana Gold. But in my mind, the real name for this is Canna Pretoria. And you've got Canna Durban, which is probably the best seller of all of the cannas. This amazing multicoloured leaf. We haven't got much in the way of flowers to show you because it's still very early. So these are some of the different flowers. This is one of the best ones. It's just opening, so you can just see the true colour. This is called Canna Golden Orb. It's an amazing colour plant. Flower. So this is off a President, so it's an orange flower, starting to go over some of these, so you can pull those off, clean the flower up. Something here, this is Creta, part of the Island series. It's a really good, really bright red on a green leaf, and this is just opening. You can see all these are still to open. But this is the orange flower that will open and be quite blousy, which is the same flower for both of these two, the Pretoria and the Durban. So we've got lots of colour choice in flower, lots of colour choice in leaf, and lots of choice in height. So we've got ones like the Happy series, which are all dwarf, compact ones, will grow to about that size, ideal for a container. Or you've got ones like the Canna Musifolia, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that will grow, well, I mean, it'll be hitting the roof in this tunnel by July. So we've got huge variation, so there's something for everyone. Normally at home, they die down in the winter to the ground, and you just get a rhizome that's you need to protect. They're not completely frost hardy. Best advice is treat them like a dahlia tuber. So lift, dry store. If they're in a pot, put the pot somewhere sheltered, against the side of a house, in a shed. We actually find that we can get away with leaving them in the ground and mulching the ground to give a bit more insulation and warmth, and that's enough, as long as you've got good drainage. So this raised bed has got Canna Musifolia in it. This is one of the most exciting cannas. It's not really known for its flower. It does have a flower, but it's quite insignificant. And lots of people won't get it to flower because you don't get flowers until it's sort of 10-12 feet tall, which in this tunnel and in the garden, absolutely we can do. It's fantastic, huge green leaves and massive growth. It's a really exciting plant to watch. In these beds, we plant up about, depending on the variety, 25 to 50 plants in a bed. And then when we're ready to lift, we'll replant the same amount, but we'll put new topsoil in here. So this is a clump I just dug up. That's what we want to see, nice fleshy rhizome. So this is giving us great big pieces that we can replant. So something like this, with only one shoot, we'll actually put that one back in the ground because that will carry on producing me lots more shoots. Something like this is absolutely perfect. We'll put that straight into a 3-litre pot, and in 5 or 6 weeks, it'll be ready for sale. Lovely shoot there. This shoot will keep going, so they're really nice. So we start digging them up, and we grade them into what size pot they're going into. So these are 3-litre. If this one was going into a pot, we'd put this into a 5-litre because that will produce us half a dozen shoots. There we go. So what I'll show you now is how we actually divide a clump. So we've dug this up from the ground, and now we're ready to make some plants from it. So it's a bit brutal to start with. Start breaking it apart. I like to tear it apart as much as possible because that way we retain more of these roots. So if I'd kept on cutting, I'd have severed all these roots. So let's put this piece to one side for a second. And what we've got here We've got two very definite shoots, but there's probably a bit more to find in here as well. That's got a second shoot coming, that's got a second shoot coming. There's a piece off here. So we're going to go between these two here as a starter. Right, so again, just cut the top part. So we just start cutting the rhizome. And then, oh, I was a bit lucky there. Broken the top, that's all right. That will keep growing. We've got a nice, healthy plant in there for potting. Ah, look. So down here, we've got lots of rhizome. So that'll actually be two bigger plants. So what I think I'll do in this, I'm going to try and take this off. In fact, that's going to be one that we replant, because if I take this shoot off here, which would make a lovely plant, I'm going to end up ruining all the rest of this rhizome. That's a great big hunk of rhizome. So that's going to be one of the ones that go back in the bed for next time. So if we get a look in here, we can see we've got lots of little shoots just coming. So we've got to carefully get the knife in the right place. So it's okay. That's absolutely perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Nice strong shoot, lots of root. They'll be rooted in a few weeks. Now, rather than cut this, because I'm going to risk doing too much damage to these roots, I'm going to twist it off, like you would when you're picking an apple, and you get it and twist it off the branch. So, that one we'll actually put back in this bed, because it's a bit too small to go into a 3 litre. We do a 1 litre range as well, but for Canna musifolia, it grows so quickly, putting it into a 1 litre is a bit of a waste of time, because it would need to be repotted in weeks. So there's a perfect one for 3 litre there. So, these bits of rhizome, they're a bit damaged now, but there's still growth in there. That will probably still grow and produce a plant. But what we'll do is that'll be one of the ones we put back in the ground. I wouldn't want to put that in the pot. I'm going to cut away some of this old growth. You can see it's still very fleshy. It holds moisture really well. The benefit of that is if you're not very good at watering them in pots, they hold their moisture. The other great thing is they can cope with being overwatered. So you could literally stand these in a pool of water and they would cope with it. So that's perfect, 3 litre size. Cut this dead growth down. So again, that's going to be something I'm going to put back in the ground. Unfortunately, I've got more that I want to put back in the ground than I want to pot up, but it's always the way. Ah, disaster. I've cut through a healthy shoot. Oh, that's upsetting when we do that. I've ruined that one. But we have got that one underneath it, so that's something. Gold. 3 healthy shoots, absolutely perfect. That's a replant. And that's what I'm looking to achieve. Nice, strong, healthy growth, more shoots coming from the base, lots of root, nice chunky bit of rhizome. That will make an absolutely fantastic plant in a 3 litre pot. I might as well talk about our new pots while we're at it. We've moved to a bag system, because they're made from recycled plastic and they are a lot thinner than a pot, so we're physically using a lot less plastic. So I know there's other options, tote pots, recyclable pots. We felt that it's more realistic that people will not recycle a pot, so we start with a recycled product. We think that's a better way around, but we'll see how we get on. They're a bit more fiddly to pot with, but the plants like it. They're nice and deep. They're good pots.